recording's on now too. So like I said, I'll show off what I've done since last time first. I posted this in the Asprey server as well earlier. So this is using some music that might be familiar from the streams. This is the usual stuff, like Nico Nico commas and whatnot, of course. So for anyone who hasn't seen this, right now it's using Puppet Dance performance sprites, which are free to use as long as you're not making any money off them. These are placeholders and will be replaced with something else later. Ferdy will probably be helping make the graphics for this. He helped with these graphics up here. These up here are things that I did really shitty. Let me find them real quick here. I did like essentially crayon drawings of these in Photoshop. And then Ferdy came along and did sprite versions for me, which I appreciated a lot. So I'll show off mine. Here's EOSD here. Beautiful, right? And here is Imperishable Night. Yep. It's supposed to be bamboo there, but you can barely tell like the original resolution, or at least according to Ferdy. And I kind of agree. And here's PCB. So he took these and essentially made really nice sprite icons out of them that look significantly better. I wasn't even thinking of like going to pixel art, but he made it work really, really well. So these are somewhat faithful to mine. This is pretty much faithful. He decided like splitting this one, the PCB one, between like living tree, dead tree would be nice, and I agree that's a really cool thematic choice. And he essentially like added a lot more detail to this one, like for the walls and a little path here. It's like, wow, it just with these few pixels here, you like put a path there. I didn't think any of that could possibly fit. You know, I'm not really good at pixel art. I'm not good at any art, basically. So yeah, I've got 2 completed spell cards in here right now. I've done some touch up on these over the past couple days, and I think that they're at a good point where I'm satisfied with them. Besides some polished stuff like still need a couple sound effects and things like that in certain places, but the actual gameplay for them I think is at a good point. Probably I might have someone play test them and maybe I'll be proven wrong on that. I'm not sure yet. Only I've played these so far, and I just named them today as well. So first is Darkness Sign Trail, and I'll go through all the difficulties real quick. So this is again music off Nico Nico Cons that I played during the stream sometimes. So the whole thing here is, this will essentially be like a spell card compendium of kind of like my takes on characters, and it's coded in such a way that other people will be able to add to it as well down the line, maybe. If I like release like the engine or whatever, I'm not sure. We'll figure that out down the line because I don't really know how that works. It is set up in such a way right now that you can just like plug a Lewis script in and then it'll load it up as like a boss if you do it with straight. Still. But the whole thing is like, Rumia is a character that doesn't really like get her power utilized, you know? It's used a little bit once in Shoot the Bull, I believe, but literally like once. So it's like, okay, I kind of want to like go the route of using characters like powers and parts of their themes that haven't really been explored as much, and like make interesting kind of sometimes gimmicky cards. Not always. Rumia's end up being kind of gimmicky though. It's because like she has the whole darkness thing. So for this one, yeah, it's essentially just demarcation with some extra stuff there, basically. I don't want everything to just be a remix of a card, so I wanted to try to make this distinct, and I think it worked out well in the end. That is a close dodge there. It's actually pretty tricky and limited. It adds a 4th wave as well. I'm pretty happy with how this one turned out. It really like traps you at the bottom, kind of like Yamame's non-spells. Now, Yamame's only here because she's a leftover from Ed's Island Vector. I don't really know what I'll be doing for like the character in this game. It's a spell card compendium, so it doesn't really matter, right? Maybe it'll be Reimu. Maybe you can like pick between different skins and switch characters. Who knows? I haven't really thought that far ahead. But yeah, this is going to be like my own takes on characters and like, oh, it'd be cool if they could do this kind of thing, you know? So that card was relatively simple. I actually made that like over a year maybe closer to 2 years ago now. Back when I like started designing this like menu for stuff, but before I'd really made it like able to load stuff up properly. Previously to like a month or two back, this was all set up in such a way where I like programmed in all the characters and games manually. But now how it works instead, so the stuff here, this source folder, if you go into Danmaku here, these are all game folders. The game doesn't know what these are. It doesn't know what EOSD is. So you have to tell it what EOSD is essentially with the info that's in here. So we have a game data file here. Let me just bring this to the front here. So this gives it the name, abbreviation, Japanese name, Japanese abbreviation, and a sort order. The sort order is optional. If you don't provide this, it'll put it at the end of the list in alphabetical order, like just with the other unsorted ones. So essentially, that's what all these are. So here's Mystic Square, so that's obviously 5. So it's got all the same info here, you know, and this goes all the way up through, up until 2019. And I decided for like the side games, we would do like spin-offs. So you have like all the fighting game characters here, and also the giant catfish for no good reason, basically. So this is like its own category that like goes kind of near the end. It's put here so I have like more space to put other stuff in there if I want, because I don't really know where it's going to be. And what if like till 21 comes out, you still want spin-offs to be at the end, probably. So it is what it is there, basically. And let's see. So here in the EOSD folder, let's show that again here. We have characters. We also have the icons, but you already saw what these are. These are just these icons with Japanese and or English text on them, and or one or the other, obviously. We have characters in here. We have their character graphics, the cut-in, icon, and sprite, which are currently the same. Then we have character data. So Rumia, she has the most stuff in her folder because she has actual patterns. So we have her names here. Rumia obviously just has one name. She's got no last name, but it at one point had like a last name and first name field. Right now it's just like this. It's easier. We got the title. I might honestly put in my own titles eventually. I don't know. We'll order, so she appears in the list at the top of EOSD because she's the first boss. Music track. I want to set this up so it can like potentially load from multiple, but that'll be later. Then the background. If anything, actually, it's probably going to be set up in such a way where like individual cards could override the music track or the background, basically. That's pretty much what I plan on having it do. I actually have like a custom background that I want to do for this other card that'll be showing up in a minute that I haven't quite coded in yet. Oh, sorry, I have the folder in the way. Not used to this, but yeah, you can see all this stuff here. So I'm going to go one layer deeper in. So this is the card that I just had. So this is split up into 4 difficulties. If one of these is missing, that's fine. The game's okay with that. But if you have all 4 named in this style, so the pattern name, like the file name is here, they need to be named with this, and then they need to have underscore E, N, H, or L at the end. You got the names here, sort order again, which isn't really as important for cards, but it's in there anyway. And these are a couple things here that help with performance. If you tell the game that the card has animated bullets, it will essentially do, some extra checking and extra code that it wouldn't have to do otherwise. And same thing with like covered bullets, which are another kind of special bullet. If there aren't any of these, then it can use a more simple drawing function, which if you've got like, hundreds or potentially thousands of bullets on the screen at once, having to go through that in a slower fashion, you'd rather avoid it if you could. So these are just a couple optimizations. Bullets actually won't even animate if you don't have this on, and it might actually crash. I'm not actually sure offhand. But yeah, you want to make sure that these are right. Same thing with this. You specify a depth for each bullet that you add. So essentially what you see here is like how many times it's going to iterate through the entire bullet table. you know, like it'll draw depth 1, go back through and just draw the depth 2 and whatnot. So this saves some time as well. Okay, so what else is there to show off? There is a little bit more here. And sorry, I was showing off the wrong thing again. Yeah, you can see the fields here. Sorry, I had the folder in the way. I have like the window capture set up, but not really properly set up. So back to the folder. This is the other card I'll show off. This is the same kind of gist, but it has this here as well, which is essentially a special object that the game is told about. These are relatively bare bones right now. I want to maybe expand on them a bit more, but I need to kind of like redo the loading functionality because it's really messy right now. But essentially, what you'll see here is very similar to how I load up bullets and bullet effects. I got a name, I got like the size and whatnot, hitbox, and a list of colors, which I'll show off somewhere else. This is for a leaf file, which is like a special mechanic in this card. Let me go over to these folders. So the bullets folder here is something very similar. So if we go to, for example, potato bullets, and we load this up, you can see how the bullets are loaded. We got the name, we got the actual size. These are the internal colors. So essentially, what this will do when the game loads it is it'll take a look at these. It'll be like, okay, we got these color names like in order. So, you know, the first one, it's going to load those dimensions of this, and it's going to call it red. It'll take the next one and make it orange and whatnot. So then you can call for these individual colors when you make a bullet. So you say type potato, color indigo, and it gives you an indigo potato bullet. And that is the general gist of it, really. There's other fields that you can add to as well that aren't present here for some kinds of bullets. For example, I have animated bullets. I'll show them off in a second. So, you can make animated bullet sprite sheets and put them in. These are flame bullets. These are kind of like the ones from Subterranean Animism, a little bit. They animate. You'll see exactly how in just a minute. So this has like the frames, the animation speed, and whatnot as well. So that's the general gist of how all this works. There's like an effects folder for like special effects and stuff as well. For like the leaves that appear when bosses explode, spawn like explosions when bullets appear, and things like that. That I need to expand more on later on, but yeah. Point is, let's see. Point is, I'm lost in OBS again. Here we go. Okay. Alright, anyway, back to the actual game. I've showed off a bit of how that works. My arms. So, here's the other card that I did. This one took a lot more work. This is a recent one that I've had in mind for a while. So, well, she has that darkness of she's invincible. The bullets just won't do anything. So what you have to do, and later on, the background is going to scroll and it's going to be like a dark forest. There are these piles of leaves on the ground. Pretend that they're on the ground, basically. So she hears you and dashes towards you. Hits the wall. She loses her darkness for a little bit. This is very much like strong Rumia theming that I feel like should have already been done by now, honestly. But Zen just hasn't really used Rumia again in a long time. I wouldn't be surprised if there are other games that have done this. To me, it feels like it's kind of a given that this is in the game. So this card, I'll actually show off the normal variant. Ooh, shit. Okay, you get the idea. I'll show off here. If you wait too long, she'll start firing more bullets. She'll get impatient because she can't find you, basically. So she starts with just greens, then that sound plays, she adds yellows. After a little bit longer, she'll add reds, and right there is where it caps out. It used to just speed up the frequency that she fired at, but after a while of having like that, I decided I'd rather keep the frequency the same and just have her add like these extra waves, which I think is a lot better because it just felt like bullet spam before. So it like actually has like kind of like spiral arms that go out like this now. I think it's a lot more interesting to dodge. Those like lines of dark bullets like go in a counterclockwise thing around her. They always start on left and right. I believe. I think I set that up just today, actually. Let me check and make sure I did that for all the difficulties. Looks good. Yeah, alright. That should be correct. Yeah, I did that earlier. That way it's consistent. It doesn't reset after she hits the wall, so you can keep track of where she'll fire next, basically. So this is the normal variant. It doesn't show the difficulty in game right now. Should probably do that. Lots of things that I need to add, obviously. But yep, this is the general gist here. So I'm going with kind of the same philosophy that I believe Zun does. Or at least I've heard people say that. I've definitely heard it before. You design the normal and the lunatic versions, then you design the easy and the hard versions as like kind of spin-offs of them that are a bit easier. So that's essentially what I'm doing. So I did normal, easy, then lunatic, then hard when designing these. I actually just did the hard variant today. I don't know if the hard one really sticks out enough compared to the lunatic one, but that's kind of how hard mode is. But we'll see. So this is hard right here. So you can make these a lot harder on yourself by how you play them. This Rumia card in particular. You really... It's easier if you guide her downwards at the start of the card than make space, then guide her back upwards. Instead of like trying to go upwards from the very beginning, but you can do it however you want, basically, as long as you can make her hit a wall and then somehow get underneath her. So what I like to do, if I can get her set up right, is make her just go like left and right. Somewhat. As high up on the screen as you can, though. Sometimes you can finish her off. Like, these situations? Ooh, not quite. Not quite. I got greedy. I had that work earlier today. I'm recording a clip with the lunatic variant. This time, though. Not this time. I guess maybe it's kind of bad that, like, you can't see the boss health bar if they go off screen like that, huh? Maybe I should come up with a fix for that. I don't really know. Oh, God. Oh, God. Pure luck that I just survived that. You good hitbox coding? I don't know. Probably not. Absolutely just pure luck. You really can't react to the bullets when they come out that fast. There's a lot of subtle stuff that goes into Danmaku creation, like how those bullets come out fast, and they slow down to like regular speed. It's just kind of to make it look a bit more interesting, but it does come with the added, not benefit or downside really, but like the added caveat. This thing to factor in mind that Rumia is a lot more dangerous at close range now. You don't really have time to react to those bullets because they come out quickly. So this is the lunatic variant, which I don't think adds anything in particular. I think it's basically just the same. The black/white bullets have the same spread, I believe. It's just a bit harder. There's more bullets when she hits the wall. Yeah, on easy and normal, that like spinning red wave isn't there at all, by the way, if you haven't noticed. They're added in the higher difficulties. They were actually there to begin with, but I decided I would remove them from the lower ones and keep them just for the higher ones. They're kind of there as like an extra thing to kind of keep you busy while you position between waves. Oh, and it's probably really obvious, but this is a change I came up with like mid-development. While her darkness field is down, Rumia can see you, so she moves towards you the entire time, which I think is a really cute touch. But you can also use it to help reposition her for your next charge. So it has gameplay repercussions too. Like, you have to be careful not to let her trap you, but at the same time, you can use it to your advantage to like direct her wherever you want, basically. When you do the job on this card, you can beat it pretty quickly, but sometimes you can kind of have a hard time bringing her around, so I timed it out there. Which brings me to another point. It's hard to see maybe, but there's like a little icon here. This icon shows up if you time out a card. The game keeps track. So I want to keep track of a lot of scores and like records. Some of them already factored in. Which button is it? That's the language button. Right here. Right now, this just switches between this and the high score, which there's no score actually coded in yet. But you can see in game, it also keeps track of grays and your grays high score. I want to keep track of your fastest clear, whether or not you've timed out the card. And in addition, I want to be able to play on either a random seed or a set seed unique to that pattern. So for example, let's say the seed is, I don't know, 3, 2, 1, 0. That's always going to give you the same stuff as long as you play the card the same. Some cards have, you know, fully static elements. Some cards will, you know, depend on how you move or whatnot. You might be able to take the RNG differently. But I want people to be able to say, okay, I have like the highest score on the default set seed, but maybe there's some people who want to play random seeds, you know, and get like that lucky run where Rumi moves just right and they can take her out faster or get more points or more grays or whatever. I think that gives a lot of like replayability and longevity to this kind of thing. And furthermore, on top of that, of like the set seed and the random thing, now this will take a lot more work. But I'd like to make it so each card has a survival mode built in, where the card will infinitely scale, and you can see how long you can survive. Now, obviously, that's going to like cap out at a certain point, become literally undodgeable, but that's fine. I think like if you hit that point, it's like hitting the kill screen in Pac-Man, or maybe the game will start lagging. As long as it doesn't crash, I'm okay with it basically. I might not be against messing with that concept tonight, honestly. That might be a fun thing to go ahead and do. I don't know. I've had that in mind for a long time, though. It's a fair bit of work, because it means that I have to add, like, variables to a lot of cards that I can, like, scale up if you're playing in that mode, and only if you're playing in that mode. But if I format the card right, I guess it's fine. The thing is, though, I don't know, like, is it worth doing that for all difficulties? I guess it is. I mean, I don't want to gatekeep it behind Lunatic. You know, maybe the other players want to survive cards as well. And getting up to like a high time in easy survival or normal survival can be good practice by the higher difficulties. Kind of helps feel like you're easing yourself into it, you know? Now, it's a matter of like, I guess for each card, I can give it like criteria like, okay, this card's speed will increase, or this card's bullet density or firing quantity, sorry, like firing frequency will increase. I guess it's better to add some custom parameters to each card rather than having it be fully like decided by the game. That does come with the downside that if anyone adds patterns to this later, it might, well, it definitely won't work without a box unless they code it in such a way that it will work. I think that's fine though, because otherwise, you know, like you can hard code numbers into these things. I'll kind of show off how the pattern coding works in just a moment. So in the event that someone hard codes the numbers in, it's not going to work. So I don't really know where I was going with that, but you'll see. I'll explain it. Alright, there we go. Good. Okay. Let me grab a water real quick. I'm kind of thirsty. 1 second. I gotta use the bathroom too. I'll be back in 2 minutes. Okay. Let's refresh my mic real quick. Or is another hour or two, probably. Oh, my arms. So, what was I gonna say? Right, so, close this down. Put some music on, and some code-related stuff over here. So, okay. Good, okay, so. Good enough, maybe? I don't know. I guess good enough. I don't know. Hi, Chuckles. Welcome. But yeah, you can see all this, thankfully. It's at the corner. That's good enough, I guess. So the way that this works, right now, I'll just do a quick kind of overview of how the boss scripts work. They're a little bit messy, admittedly. We have like a base enemy over here in this file, which has a lot of like the built-in stuff and like the shared functions, like a shared generic function that handles like what the boss does if it gets out of HP or if the timer ticks down or whatnot, and for cut and drawing and all that. All that stuff should be shared between bosses, largely. So for actual pattern-specific stuff, we have the PV table, which is pattern values or pattern variables. It's up to you, I guess. Figure it out. As well as the permanent pattern values table. The reason that these are put into a table is so they can quickly be reset by just resetting the entire table, which helps save time. It helps make sure stuff doesn't get like accidentally left one way between like waves or whenever you want to reset it. Essentially means that if I want to, let's say, just reinitialize all these variables or just reset all them to 0 or something, I can do that quickly. But I also have this here, which sets defaults. This here is largely like other variables, but it's got a couple of these in here as well. Because this can, check. I might actually be able to move these up here. I have to actually check something about my code real quick, hold on. Yeah, okay, so whenever we call reset PV, it clears it, so it sets it to nothing, just gets rid of the whole table. Then it runs set PV defaults, then it says that it's reset the pattern one more time, which is like a separate variable that you can keep track of. Not all bosses will use that, but it's nice to have. It's just kind of like a default thing. So yeah, that's why you have like the permanent ones as well. And I figured exactly why these are down here. I guess because I only want them set up once. This darkness circle is a special object that only exists for this pattern, which gets defined down here, as well as the leaf pile too. The leaf pile might have like its own file to load the graphics and whatnot, but not for the behavior. So that's here. Stuff like that, special objects like the leaf pile, or I don't know what else really. Just anything else you can think of, really. Any boss specific gimmicks. If Mystia has like a big darkness field that covers part of the screen or something like that, or if a boss spawns minions, or if the Prism River sisters spawn the other sisters, something like that. That would be defined down here, like beside just the general card user object. But that is the general gist. So I think instead of doing like outright new patterns right now, I want to try to add in some more data tracking like I was saying I would do. So let me see here. I haven't touched my card menu script too much recently. That's a little bit of debug stuff I was doing earlier today. Let me look through here real quick. There should be a thing, special button, yeah. So this toggles the display mode for here. I can actually do a thing here. Let's see. Self.pattern record display mode equals cycle. So the way this works is it captures by scores, raise by scores, quickest time survival for now, we'll say. So you might be wondering what this is. I have just a convenience function over here called cycle. So I have to add to this. Let's see. Hold on a second here. Right. Should be fine. This is essentially just like you provide it with a field of stuff and it just cycles through it automatically to help save some time for running like redundant code, basically. Just adding a fifth field to it just now. So doing that will just cycle through different display modes. Let me just check up here. Not gonna crash or something, is it? Right? There's card menu. I have too many files open. I've had a lot more open than this before, though. Oh, you should have seen my notepad when I was working on a shitty trial. I had like, no joke, probably close to 100 different scripts open. Alright, hold on. What's it called? This guy. Yeah, okay, so else if scores. Okay, so that'll display for those two, but display nothing for the others, I believe. Let me just check this real quick here. So tap, 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 tap. Yep, we got 3 blank ones. Okay, that works perfect. Nice. Now it's actually putting the functionality. So we need a few more variants here. Raise my scores. Okay. What's the other one? Quickest clear? I was going to say. Where is this? Quickest time survival. Let's call it quickest capture. Capture time. And then one more for survival time. Capture time. Survival time. We'll need more because we're going to have to factor in like fixed seeds and random seeds. But that's fine. Ooh. I can deal with that afterwards. We can probably just make like a second copy of each of these for those, right? Like fixed seed captures, random seed captures, and high scores and everything else for those. So let's get this set up first. So it saves the greatest high score right now, but it doesn't save the capture time anymore. So I think I can largely just copy and paste the high score thing and have it just check the field. So let me see what field this was. So let's see, I have a shortcut to folder. So the way this saves records is it puts it in app data and it essentially copies the folder structure of the Danmaku itself. Actually get rid of this old folder that I don't need in here as well. This one too, yeah. Unless I've not changed the folder name. Yeah, hold on a second. I actually have to go do something real quick. Let's see. I can show this off real quick while I'm doing it. I forgot earlier today when I named the cards to actually change these. What's this one called again? Trail at Night. Trail at Night, because it does use this folder name there. What I was talking about is I have pattern records here in app data. This copies this essentially. And then it just goes deeper for the patterns and whatnot. I guess it has these two because we have like an EOSD pattern that makes the empty folders. And pattern records. So for blind predator, for example, we have this. So this is messy. The order doesn't really matter here. Essentially, the number here is the difficulty, and then this is the actual fields that it keeps track of. Like, have you timed it out before? A survival record. Why is that already a variable? Did I just put that in as a placeholder? I don't remember doing that. I guess I did that. Alright, well, we're gonna have to change the name of that, but I guess I put that in as a placeholder, so that's funny. Okay. But anyway, that's how the saving system is handled currently. Pretty rudimentary. Let me go back over to what I was actually doing now. Which I think is in util where I am here. Was I actually... Go back to this first. So, right. I just have to change the display here actually. Right. The reason why I brought this up is so I could check. High graze, I believe, is what we want. That's what we need to call this then. It's fine if it's called that there. I don't care what it's called there. But it needs to know what to look for in the field. That's weird. Hold on. Is that how that's named? Pattern items. Hold on. Is this working wrong? Hold on. Why is this looking at pattern attempts? That's weird. Hold on. Strange. Maybe because it's just a placeholder. So captures looks at pattern attempts. Yeah, that's looking at the actual thing. Weird, yeah. This code is outdated. It's not using the right name. It's not saying like pattern high score. It's just saying high score. So I need to adjust that. It was just pulling zeros anyway because that's all we had. I think it's just as a default. But regardless, is that actually better? Maybe, but I'm not doing it. Too bad. Let's see. Back over to card menu. Let's see, so set this to underscore pattern high score. This one should be underscore pattern high graze. It needs to be this. Graze. Is this a local, by the way? Where is this? Is this just... No, weird. Well, it's fine. No, it's not gonna hurt if this is a local, I suppose. It's gonna be called a fair few times every frame, as many as there are patterns in the list, but that's not really many at all. Okay. Yeah, so if you can't find anything, it just prints this. Okay. I think that'll work for high graze then? I think that'll work now. Let's check and see if that works. In before it crashes the game. So let's see. Well, this is strange. So up here... Oh, it's... Right, okay, I know why that's happening. I know that's happening, actually. I deleted the save for Trail and Item Indigo because it was named wrong. So it is working correctly. So right now it's set to high score, which is 0 for this. I suppose if it's 0, I should still set it to like 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. I suppose if we have an actual high score set, I'll need to like append zeros maybe if this is how I'm gonna write it. I'll do that later. Oh, sorry, I have the thing in the way. Of course I do. Right, okay. So, this is high score mode, this is Gray's high score mode. Let's just make sure this works real quick properly. Seems like it does though. I'm not sure if you have to capture it for this to save. I think you do. Let's find out. Yeah, looks like you do. I'm gonna go back here. So it'll set it to 0. It'll update it, so that's interesting. Yeah, so I have to deal with that. That's kind of strange. Let's actually like clear this and update it so it's not 0 anymore. Everything here is kind of a placeholder that you're seeing after all of these systems. I just kind of threw them in there, intending to like actually add to them later. It does track your grades though. There's just no scoring system yet. Right, 8. Okay, that works. Good. Alright, we still have these blank ones here for the others. So the functionality's there. That's good. And we have some room to code in the rest. So I suppose, let me see here then. I don't have something that keeps track of the capture time right now, so I suppose that's what we have to do, huh? All right, so the way that we go about this is kind of obnoxious. So I have this stuff here, so I don't want the survival record thing anymore. That's not what we're going to call that. I'll just delete the saves later on. That's not really too big of a deal. I'll delete them in just a moment, actually. So we want... Let me see what I was going to call them again. I've already forgotten. Card menu. Hope I'm lost in my own code. It's an absolute mess. Capture time, survival time. Okay. Got it. So we'll get there in a minute then. These are blank for now, which is perfectly fine. I need to go to util again as like some of this saving related stuff, even though it probably shouldn't. Okay. Capture time. No. Pattern capture time. I just have the word pattern in there just to make this more identifiable, that's all. My A key didn't want to work for a second there. Okay. And while I'm here, I'll put in the survival time as well. Survival time. Survival time. So what was this here? I need to track down everywhere that has this and adjust it. So there shouldn't be too many cases with this. Maybe. Pattern capture time. Can you tell that my A key isn't working? Pattern survival time. This is just initiating them. This, okay. Pattern capture time. Pattern capture time. This is... So this is where we load from the pattern table into the globals, like for each individual. Essentially, we're taking it from something that stores it for all the cards, just to like one thing so we can keep track of it easily and like compare it more quickly. You know, the best way of doing it, but it's how I do it. Never said I was efficient at coding, but I can usually figure things out and get them done, so I'm okay with it. Oh, I should probably actually change it. Pattern capture time. Okay. Survival time as well. Okay, that's good. One more down here. Time. Like this. And change the survival time as well. Wasn't planning on adding functionality tonight. I was planning on doing Danmaku, but I'm also at a point where I kind of need to do some more graphics to do some more Danmaku anyway, probably. More bullet types. I'm thinking what I kind of like to do right now is 2 characters per game and like 2 patterns per character to kind of get it started. And I'll go back through and help fill in the blanks. So I'll probably do patchly for the second EOSD character. And as I go through a game, I want to like add all the bullet types from that game too. So EOSD, I need like the bubble bullets. I need patchily is like fire bullets that never get used again in the series, things like that. I'll probably get a lot more use out of those than Zone ever did. I like them, they're cool. Alright, so that's just over there. Alright, so I think that's good to go. Now we just need to actually set this somewhere. So let me set like timeout clear, for example. That I don't really care that much about. That's already good to go, essentially. So if we capture, I don't need anything on my clipboard right now. If we capture, and only if we capture, we need to set update pattern capture time. So we'll make a function for this. Get that there. Let's see. Function. Okay. So let's see how we're going to do this. Well, we need to actually set the pattern capture time, obviously. So what we'll do here, pattern capture time is less than the one in the table. Stored in memory. We don't need to do anything there in particular. We just set it to this, basically. And I believe here somewhere, I think when you go back to card select maybe, is when it actually goes through and it's like, okay, we're going to apply everything to your save file. I don't think it does it immediately. Return to card select, is that right? Return to card select. Unload file, no. Where does it actually save that? Let me take a look here. Oh my god. I actually cleaned out my keyboard just today, but apparently it made it worse. No, I want 1A. Just one. Okay. What is this save? This is the loading, that's wrong. Turn pattern record to file. Okay. When does it call this stuff? My code's an absolute mess. Please don't look too closely at it. I think this is probably what we want. Save pattern record to file. Okay. When is save pattern record to file called? Retry card. Turn to card select. Okay. It is here. It is here. It's just in a different thing. Okay. Okay. Yeah. All right. Okay. Good. All right then. Yeah. So this is like, a thing on the pause controller. Then it calls like an actual global function. That's not really a good thing to do. Just deal with it. It's how it is for now. I don't care. A bigger fish to fry than like, oh, code conventions right now. It's all right. Okay, so we just need to make it so. Example. Let's check something here. So I should have, yep, here. So this is initialize shmup. Whenever you go and load up a pattern or start a pattern up again, it runs this again, I believe. Actually, usually it calls reinitialize shmup, which is fine too. So actually I need to put it down here too, don't I? Do I? No, I don't really need to keep track of it there. Here should be fine, I think. This keeps track of like high scores and stuff, and these are essentially high scores. This just resets like stuff that has to tick up during the pattern, like your score and your grades. So we'll calculate the time at the end. So I suppose what we'll do is when the boss runs out of HP, so if you're on base enemy, let's see, self-explode. As soon as the boss runs out of HP, which is when? Right here, maybe? No, when we set to exploding. Okay, here. No, that's for time. Okay, here. Regular clear. Okay. Pattern capture time equals. I'm gonna have to set like a timer max as well. That's fine. So pattern timer max minus sub.pattern. So that'll essentially get the difference. So we need to set it up so this actually isn't something that it does quite yet. We don't have the pattern timer max. So I think what we'll do here. Oh yeah, I have this. I just put this on today. Pattern timer max equals sub. So this converts it from seconds to frames, essentially, so it actually works properly, because in default, it works with that. What's the learning curve in making this kind of stuff? Danmaku is a lot more simple than, like, let's say a platformer or an RPG or something, because it's just simple math, really. Like, you know, you say, like, bullet has speed, bullet has direction, bam, there you go. You update the bullet every frame, and it goes right, if it has, like, the right direction and the right speed. Well, with a platform, you've got like physics, you've got collisions and whatnot to worry about, like solid objects. Well, in here, the only solid object is the end of the screen, and that's easy. And as long as you have something to keep track of, like whether something collides with a bullet, or the player, or the enemy or whatnot, you're good. And there's no physics involved in that unless you I don't know, like make weird stuff like bouncing bullets or bullets with gravity. if you've never coded at all, I would still say that a Danmaku engine, or just like coding Danmaku in general, is pretty doable. As like your first like type of game, it's not a bad idea, I would think. But if like coding entirely is foreign to you, maybe Danmaku Fu would be better. I don't really know. I've never used Danmaku Fu before. I decided to make my own engine, which I've done a few times now. So let's see. So that'll do that. You've done some coding, but it'd be your first project. I mean, yeah, I would say like, yeah, definitely like try to think about like how it would work and try to start piecing it together. A lot of it, if you've played enough games and maybe kind of thought about how they worked as you played them, it'll kind of make sense. Like, okay, like how do we update these bullets? We'll like go through a thing at the start or the end of the frame or something. We'll have them do what they need to do. We'll check for collisions at one point, probably afterwards. Then you can kind of like slowly make it a bit more efficient. With the collisions, it's okay to just initially have it loop through all the bullets to check and see if they collide with a player. But later on, you want to like split the screen into quadrants or smaller chunks to maybe eliminate some from the checking, depending on where the player is, for example. That's what a lot of games do, and I don't know if Toho does it. Probably does, but it's what I have in my game. Never really looked at Toho's code before, actually. Okay, let's see. So we have that on. So base enemy. Timer should be somewhere at the bottom. Maybe no. Let me just go to where it's exploding. I can just control if it's exploding. Okay. I need to reset this to that. Hold on. Maybe I should do a quick thing. Convert frames to seconds. Yeah, I suppose I can do that. Hold on, let's see. Okay. Convert seconds to frames. I'll make some functions. This is usually the kind of stuff that I put in a util, for example. These just like handy shortcut functions. Okay. Let's see. Frames to convert. Seconds to convert. Okay, so if we're converting frames to seconds, it's a lot easier to do seconds to frames, honestly. Return seconds. Oops. Yeah, seconds to convert times 60. Simple as that. But with this, it's a bit more complicated. You can't just quite say return frames to convert divided by 60, because we want it to be seconds. So we're going to need to like trim that at one point. Instead, what we actually want to do, I believe, is get modulo, then deal with the remainder, so it's like consistent at the end. So I suppose what we do is frames to convert 60. It's gonna give us. Hold on. Math hard. I'm having a hard time imagining things. Hold on. Let's go step by step here. Well, what do I have in base enemy? So this changes time to seconds. Well, yeah, again. So, right, change the time from seconds to frames, which is, again, the easy part. And it just adds this on the end, so you get a full second at the end as well, which is fine. So I can fix this here. Let's see, self timer. Add upon timer. Equals convert seconds to frames. Adding timer in frames plus 59. So that's functionally the same thing. So that's fixed. That's good. And I can get rid of that now. And now we have to do frames to seconds. Yes, which we'll need later on. What we need to get here essentially is, let's say we finish in 540 frames. which is 9 seconds. So we want to get from that is indeed, yeah, frames to convert, modulo 60. Wait, no. Okay, I understand. Frames. How do you pull in here? I think it's oh, math 4. Actually, I have to look this up real quick. I might have an example in here. I forget some of these functions. It's math 4. Math.4. Math.4 frames to convert divided by 60. So that would give us, let's say we have 549 or something like that. So that's just a bit over 9 seconds. That's going to give us 9 seconds. Then what we want is, so this will get the modulo. So this will get, so if we have 549, this will give us that 9. So that'll give us plus 9. And then what we want to do with this is that 9 divided by 100, I think, is that right? Is it 100 divided by 9? I just forget how things work. Let's say 6. 6 would be... Sorry, I'm bad at math sometimes. There's a way to kind of like convert this to milliseconds. Let's see here. Let's say we have like 59. That's going to be high, so... How do we get that? We're looking for like hundredths, essentially. We'll probably cut it off at 2 digits, maybe 3 digits at most. So what we want is, just get my calculator app up. That's what this do. I'm not going to bother adding a capture. Obviously that's wrong, so 59. Well, that's obviously not that useful, is it? How would you do this? Oh no, you would do divided by 60. Ah, I see. Okay. Alright. That makes perfect sense. Okay. What we do is, so we get the modulo. So that'll be 59 in this case. And we divide that by 60. And that'll give us a decimal that we add here. So that should convert the frames to seconds. Now, I don't know how you... I guess we'd convert it to a string. The regex, like the part to the right of the decimal and cut some off, maybe. Maybe there's a faster way to do that. Maybe there's a function for it. I'll take a look in a minute. I just want to see if this works first. So give me just a moment here. It's just important that I find out if it works first, then we'll mess with it after. So let's see. When we have the ball start exploding, when we essentially call time on the pattern here, just here, it's a function called convert frames to seconds. Frames to seconds, we get the difference. That's pattern capture time. Okay, and we'll put the survival time one in there as well in a minute if it works. Let's see if this works. I don't know if I've done this right or not. Let's just run through the easy mode of Trail at Night here. And I'll take a look in the save file and see if it's applied. That took a second to show up. Nothing you haven't seen before. Oh yeah, I have a debug thing that just kills them. I forgot. Let's just use that. Okay, no crash. It's a good sign. Let me take a look here. This is the wrong record. Let me bring up the right one. Trail at Night's record. Okay. Capture time. So we have a capture time here. This seems like it's probably right. Let's try this again. I'm going to capture it really quickly. I'm just going to, I'm going to do the normal one this time. So this is normal mode. A second, we capture. Let's refresh this. I have to go back first, I suppose. That's fine. Yep. Oh yeah, you guys can't see this, right? Alright, seems to work fine. Good. So that actually works. How can I prune that? Let's see. We'll prune decimal. Is there a better way of doing this? Truncating is the word. Let me see here. Let's see. A trick that's useful for running at decimal digits other than whole integers is to pass the value through formatted ASCII text. Use the F format string to specify the rounding desired. Oh. Okay. Seems like it might work. Okay, hold on. What's the purpose of the modulo and the conversion function? So modulo gets the remainder. So essentially what we're doing here is we're getting the exact seconds first. So let's say that we have 549. So first we'll divide that by 60. So we'll get 9 with the 60, 600, 549. Then we'll do the modulo to get the 9. Then we'll divide this by 60 to get, in this case, so it'd be 9 divided by 60 equals this. Because I think if you do this otherwise, it might not turn out the same. So if we do like 549 divided by 60, actually it does give 9.15. I was thinking maybe it might not always work out the same. I have a calculator up again, you can't see, but let me try some more examples. Let's say we have 573. 573 divided by 60 is 9.55. And what's 73 divided by 60? Yeah. Wait, no, not 73. 13. Wait, yeah. Yeah, so if that's 573. Wait, no, sorry. I need to put in 33. 13. Yeah, I guess I am making it more complicated actually. It seems like you can just divide it. I was thinking maybe the math wouldn't work out that way and it would give you a different number sometimes. But it seems like it works. Yeah, alright. I'm making it too complicated. I don't need a module or anything. Thank you. Alright, let me fix that real quick, I guess. I'm just gonna keep it back up just in case. So I'm not gonna for anything. Yeah, we can literally just do that, then it seems. Okay, that's fine then. Alright, so I want to say what you can do. So this is a bit silly. We're going to turn this into a string. Then we're going to, on the outside, to number this. Okay, wait. No, we might not need to do that. Hold on. Oh, I see. Okay, hold on. Wait. Okay, I see. So that goes there actually. Okay. Hold on. I don't know if I need to like convert this first. Okay, I wanna see what this does. Just close the game real quick and reopen it. Assuming this doesn't crash things. Things do love to crash after all. Let's just do a hard one. Okay. To kill, return to card select, no crash, that's good. Let me check on the save file. And capture time 2. That isn't right. That should be like 2 dot something. Unless we somehow did that in the exact number of frames, which I have a hard time believing. I'm probably doing something wrong there. Oh no, we really did do it in exactly 2 seconds apparently by pure coincidence because it's working. It works fine here. Okay. That's a good one. Alright, cool. All right, it works. So nice. All right. Let me implement that same code for survival time. This is going way smoother than anything else I ever do does. I swear, usually there's a lot more problems. Pattern survival time. Actually, we actually don't need that there because the survival is going to be when you die in survival mode. It doesn't need to be here. So we can ignore that there. We'll get to that after. Let me display this, I suppose. Something that we need to do first. So, let's see. I need to make sure that... Actually, I think it already has a thing to check and see if it's nil, doesn't it? Good menu. Yeah. Yep, okay, that's fine. Alright. On them. Good. Okay. We will show it if we can. So... we don't need to care about that. We don't need to check anything like that here. Yep, okay. We don't need to like trinket it in any way since we're doing that elsewhere. I think just keeping it with 3 digits, it's fine probably. And I guess we'll show this probably or something. Oh, that's probably okay, yeah, maybe. I might even trinket it to 2 digits. I don't know. Not sure. 2 digits is probably fine. I'm not sure how many different values there are for just 60 frames. I mean, yeah, it's not going to have any overlap. Yeah, 2 should be fine. Let me do that instead. Hold on a sec. It's not going to be showing that. No, it's going to be showing... Yeah, no, it's fine. Wait. No. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Not bad. Yeah, we need to, like, grab this individual one and show it. Now, there's technically no reason to have this local here, but if I don't, this line gets even longer because it has this here, and it's fine. It's not so big of a performance hit, but I'm not willing to just do it like this. It's okay. Alright, let me go over here. I want to trim this a bit more. Just a second. Alright, we're gonna do 2. This seems to be... that works, I believe. So let me just run this again real quick. Let's see. Let's just do the lunatic one for trail at night. Yeah, let's see what we get. There it is. So we got the captures, we have the high score, we have the high grays, we have the capture time. Wait, why does that say 0 seconds? Not sure. Also, why do all of these say it's Apple 1.8? Okay, something's clearly off. But good start, right? Maybe. Let's see what this does. Nothing. Okay, hold on. What if we reload the game? Let's see where this is going wrong. Eh? Okay. How confusing and concerning. Alright, so... yeah, after we do this once, when we exit, it seems to load them up not quite properly, but it loads something. I don't know what. And only into some slots. Is it not loading it into the slot that we're hovering? That doesn't seem to be all it's doing though. Oh. I'm sorry, Zelda fan. Yeah. I forgot to change the scene again. Yeah, it's acting janky. It's not loading things correctly, as you can see here. Let me see if it's recording it correctly though. I'll hide this for a second. You'll see here. Okay, hold on. I'm actually just gonna clear this real quick. Because I want to remake it. Now, I don't think clearing that out will cause any issues, but let's see. this. Go back here and we should have a fresh file. Alright. So here's a fresh file for normal mode. We have one clear, one attempt. The other things are blank. We didn't raise anything. And we captured in under 2 seconds. So let's see. Trying to get the game through. So that is reflected for the wrong card. So that's interesting. So at this point, it doesn't really matter what that card's records are because this is clearly showing in the wrong place. So, okay. Let me take a look over in my code here. It's interesting because I think the grays was working fine, right? Seems like it was. This keeps track of like the currently selected game and everything. Oh, wait, actually, hold on. Oh, if it's keeping track of the selected one, then... Hmm? Alright, yeah. Game number and character number are fine, yeah. And we cycle through all the patterns that exist. Mm-hmm. That's fine. Okay. Yeah. And it goes through this 4 times for all the difficulties as well. That's normal. Mm-hmm. Okay. This is just a number, or rather... Yeah, it's just like 1, 2, 3, or 4 that you find in the key. Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's see here. So that's the exact same thing, right? Yeah, okay. I can just check and see if this... Right. Well, no, I usually do that one level dip deeper in, actually. Oh, I got it. I was setting this outside instead of inside. That's at least cause for some of why that wasn't working right. Maybe not all, but at least some. Let's see. Okay, so let me capture Lunatic. By that I mean I'm going to hit 1 on my keyboard. My debug button. Eh? Okay, so it seems like it applied that number to the pre-existing data fields, but didn't actually write anything. No, it did write it, but I think maybe if I reload, it'll actually apply it to there too, and then it'll start applying everything to that one. Alright, I'm speaking gibberish to most people here probably, but I know what I'm saying at least. Okay. I think maybe what's going on here... Isn't being loaded properly? Hold on, I need to check something. So timeout clear. I just need to see places where this is dealt with real quick. That's just where it's drawn. That doesn't matter. When capturing, I update the capture time. Should theoretically be fine, I think. Let's double check this function. I think it's okay. I don't think this is the problem. Just taking a quick look. Okay, if it's less than the existing capture time, then we set the thing in there to that. Okay. Okay. Oh, hold on. I think maybe somewhere where I like need to mess with these variables, I'm not messing with it. I don't need this anymore. That was a debug thing I was dealing with today or yesterday, I forget which, probably yesterday. Let's see, update thing. Clear capture time, capture time. Should be 3 instances there, then we have 2 instances of the actual variable. That's perfectly fine. Yep, okay. No other like weird thing here, that's fine. Okay. Keep going. Oh, well, there's a typo there for survival time that I can fix. This is fine. Oh, there it is. We had underscores here for no good reason. I think that's probably the problem. It wasn't setting the in-game variable properly. Right there. I think that should fix it, theoretically. As well as fix some other issues that would have popped up later on had we not noticed them. At 1 point. Why is it 1.5 for all of them again? It's not supposed to be the case. Okay. I think it's it's showing just the last one that we got instead of showing the actual correct one. So at this point, let's see. So everything is correct here, but it's not showing these. So it seems to, instead of showing one from the table, well, it could be showing the one from the table, and the table could be wrong. I'm not sure. It's showing 0. Or whatever it last was. I don't need that up anymore. Okay. Hiccups. Alright, so there's 2 points where this could be going wrong. It could be that I'm setting the wrong stuff to the table, which I just thought I fixed. Or I'm displaying the wrong variables. Because it seems like one of these is just repeating the same. So, let me see here. Not quite what I wanted. Pattern capture time. Let's see here. So when we do this, oh, here it is. That said pattern capture time instead of pattern capture time. I think now it's good. Let's load this back up. OBS takes like 5 seconds to start capturing the window. Terrible. Right. Alright, there we go. Now it works. Nice. I can fix up the formatting more another time. That's not super important. So, I guess the thing is with this, there's going to be 4 different ways that you can play a card. There's going to be normal, with random seed. This will be the default way. There's going to be normal with fixed seed. There's going to be survival mode with random seed and survival mode with fixed seed. I think that makes sense. So I guess this 5th value will be for survival in normal seed, like random seed. Once that's implemented, we can add in random seed and fixed seed mode as separate things. So we need to add in survival mode, of course, but prior to that, let me actually add the variable, I suppose. So I can just copy this and edit a couple things. Pattern survival time. Survival time. Okay, just checking all these. Looks like that's good. Okay. Now, when we get a game over is when we need to check this. So something very similar to what we have here. So pattern capture time, we'll be setting pattern survival time. I guess as soon as... So, I actually don't know. Hold on, I want to check something. I have a way to reference the boss, by the way, no matter what, so that's fine. That's like a boss variable, it's okay. I want to check something real quick. I know that when you beat the boss, the timer freezes. Does the timer freeze if the player dies? Take damage, fail card. Fail card. It doesn't. Let's see. I want to stop that. I want to change that. Let's see. Pause timer. Pause timer. Oh, that's a separate timer entirely. So why does... It's because of the mode. Okay. And player dot. Hold on. Actually, I think there's another thing. Hold on. I think I can use pattern failed. Okay, I can do that too. And pattern failed. Is this true, false, or 0, 1? Okay. Equals 0. Okay. Alright, so if you fail the pattern, it'll stop taking the timer. So that just makes it a bit easier. I'd like to handle it that way. Okay. So on fail pattern. Let's see here. Pattern capture time. Pattern survival time. Let's see. How do I refer to the boss? Somewhere in here there should be start card, start pattern. Start pattern. I've been meaning to change all the uses of card to pattern, but I haven't gotten to it yet. At least in the code. Boss. It's just boss. Okay. Player and boss. They're just easy to refer to like that. Okay. Max. Lost a pattern timer. Okay. Pattern survival time. So optimally, we only really want this to trigger for survival mode, but just for functionality's sake, let's test and see if it works right now. It's important to know. Wait for the game to come up. Okay, so right now, the last field is all blank. I don't know why some of these come through as like having something there. Just have to remove the saves and we'll see. Maybe it's checking the wrong thing. Okay, 235. We survived that one. Let's see. Nice. It's as fast as you can die, apparently. I died fast that time? I probably was holding up the whole time. Okay. This seems to be functioning. Not sure why it was 0 instead of 0, 0, 0, 0 for a few. It shouldn't have really had, like, thing there already. Let's see. Okay, seems fine. Seems good at a glance then. Alright. Alright, so now we want to add survival mode, I think. So I suppose what we'll do, let me just add another button real quick. My input system could use a revamp at one point so you can remap controls and stuff, but for now I don't care. I'm going the lazy method because this is not really important to me right now. Mode button equals B. And if you're on gamepad, mode button equals, I don't know how to call the other ones. Select isn't used. I assume it's called select internally. Who knows? Who knows? Let's see. B equals mode button, then mode button press equals 1, and in one of my other projects, I have like a more robust control system that doesn't suck ass and isn't just all hard-coded stuff, but I don't really care right now. Button, button release equals 1. But regardless, this is like the general logic behind it. You need to like keep track of what's been pressed and released and what's currently down as well. Oh, that's all for gamepad stuff. I don't care about that. Then let's see. Mode button pressed equals 0. And mode button released equals 0. That just clears that at the end of the mode. Sorry, at the end of each frame, it clears it, so it checks it again every time. And this right here is something else. We can just like do an input check with mode button, and it'll say if whatever this is set to is down or not. Like B, L shift, escape, whatnot. So real quick before we want to do that, I want to just do something else real quick. It's in graphics, right? Yeah, here. Okay. 80, 140, 200, 260. difficulty 20. Selected difficulty. Is that right? That's select the difficulty name? Is that a thing I have? I think it is, right? I have like things that... Oh, no, I don't have one? It's okay, I know where to go get one. I know where to set one, rather. Hold on. Select the difficulty. I'll just set it up right now. So over here in card menu, game folders, there should be a thing. Oh, current difficulty. Oh, here it is. Oh, okay, okay. I do have it. God, my code is terrible. I'm not too embarrassed over it though. Okay. That should print the current difficulty, and I want to add a thing that like prints what you're looking at for scores here too, as well as what mode you're currently on. Oh well. Yeah, it's lowercase, but it doesn't really matter, does it? It's okay. Alright. So let's see. Back to card menu. Let's see, so how does this look right now? I just want to see this real quick. Okay, I suppose maybe like up in this area, if I push things down just a little bit, I could put it right there probably. I think that makes some sense, just like in the middle here maybe. Okay, so let me go do something here in card menu. This is a bit messy too. This file is almost 400 lines long and it probably doesn't need to be. Pattern list. Where does it know? Does it know to start putting that? Most X, Y space, most Y. This seems to be right, yeah, okay. Alright, we'll go with like 40, and if I do that, I think it'll put it down a little bit lower, right? Let me just check this out. Let's see. Yep, there we go, perfect. Okay. Self menu. Record display type. Hold on. Display. I want to find the actual thing. Record display mode. Okay. Y X equal to setting these up so I can figure out what they are in a second. Y, so that should be 20 essentially here. So let's see. I'll set this a bit further down actually. So I probably want to draw this like centered, so I guess between them would be 1340. There's 120 between here. Assuming these are what I think they are, I'm not even sure actually. Okay. Names and records. Should go here. Graphics print. Actually, I have to use a different function. Self dot display mode. That's it, right? That's it. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, I just want to set this to white here. Now that's fine, I think. I have like a table of some shortcut colors here, basically, just for convenience's sake. There's nothing in here that changes the font, so that's fine. See, the thing is, though, this needs to be printf for formatting. Now, I hate using printf. It's kind of a pain in the ass. I think what we do here... Essentially, we say... We do minus 400 in this, because this needs to be twice this. This is like the max size for this like box of text to be in. It essentially makes a box and centers your text. It's kind of weird and confusing. Okay, it's almost at the replacement. Hold on. I think we want to do 1460 then maybe, right? Let's Do a bit higher up too as well while we're at it. Nope, that is definitely not correct. Okay, you know, I think I know why. I think it's... I think maybe we want... Yeah, we want like the background things... Is that? Yeah, so these are the backgrounds that for that. X background Y. What do you mean background X and background Y? Does this just go 4 times? It does. I see. Okay. Why did I do it like that? You know what? It's fine. We can do background X plus background width times 2. Oops. Record background X plus self.record background width times 2. Right? Maybe. I don't know. Let's find out. No. How is it all the way over? What? It's all the way over there. Hold on. Okay. What is background X? This should be like the start of like these 4 colors. Like here. No? Why is that not the case? Hold on. That's not what I thought it was. Let me get a look. It's pattern record X. That's where it starts actually printing the records, I think. The actual text, I believe. It seems to be correct. Strange. Hold on. You're doing something else weird. Oh, it's probably doing this part wrong or something. I don't know. Not sure. Maybe I am. Maybe I don't need to minus anything if I'm doing center. Maybe that's only if you're doing left and right. Fine. So that's printing at the X without factoring anything in. Is that doing plus 200? That isn't 200 pixels there. No, that's not 200 pixels on that gap. Definitely not. Hold on, let's see. Background. I just want to see what happens here. Hold on. Also, I have to sneeze again. Good God. Ugh. All right. Okay, hold on. Let me look up how printf works properly. I hate this function. It's so, like, unnatural how this thing works. You'd think you could just say, like, I want it to be centered on this X coordinate, but because there's the stupid field for, like, the alignment, well, not the alignment thing, like, the auto wrapping thing, it doesn't really work that way, unfortunately. Let's see. And it can take a lot more arguments too that I really don't have to feed into it. Center is the right thing, right? To put in there? Hold on. Okay. Yeah. There's kind of examples here on the wiki, but they're a little bit hard to understand. Okay, hold on. Hi, Junko Space Mommy. I'm now on record saying that. Let's see. I don't think I... Maybe what I could do is, let's see. Hold on. Oh, I see. If I designate a box there, essentially what I could do, I think if I say how big the box is, it'll center in the box. So I think what I'll do is say this is the size of the box. Is that how this works? Is that how this works? Yes. Okay. There we go. It works. Okay. Again, don't mind the fact that this is like lowercase now. It functions. High scores, raise high scores. Capture time, survival time. Perfect. Good. Okay. Now we need to put modes somewhere as well. I don't know. We'll just put it. Doesn't really matter, frankly, does it? Let's see. I mean, how much do I want to keep track of, actually? Do I want to, like... Yeah, I don't need to keep track of, like, max grades and survival, do I? Do we need to have, like, more splits for this? Like here's what I'm thinking. We have, like, captures, max grades, high score, clear time. So those are, like, the 4 base. So you have random seed, fixed seed. So right there we have 8. So what I was going to do is survival time, survival mode. Time for survival mode. So here we have 10. But I could also take this further, and I don't really know if I want to. Well, no, I don't think it matters. I think I want to keep survival as its own separate thing instead of saying like, oh, you can also get a high score and max grades during survival mode. Let's just keep it like this. Just these 10. Because otherwise we're gonna have like survival mode, max grades, survival mode, high score, and survival mode, survival time. And it's just gonna add a lot of extra layers on top of this, and I don't really care. I don't think anyone really cares about that. If people request the feature, if I ever end up releasing this publicly or something, sure, whatever. I'll add it then, I don't care. For now, let's not go there. So I have a button that lets me toggle between modes now. I just don't have any functionality for it. Let me add that functionality. Where is my update function? Here we go. Okay. If mode button pressed equals 1 itself toggle mode end. Toggle mode equals function. Also, I can cycle this now. If language equals cycle language English Japanese. We can do that like this instead. We have the cycle function now. Okay. Pattern mode equals cycle mode regular survival. Okay. So when we set language, I want to also set pattern mode, I suppose. Pattern mode equals regular. Okay. Sure. That'll work then. Okay. So we have a thing that toggles that now. Suppose what I'll do is I'll just print it after the other thing for now. That'll work. Like this. Probably put a space there too. Okay. Let me see if this works. Works fine. Good. Waiting for it to come up on stream too. Thank you, OBS. There we go. See? And let's hit B. Survival. Now that doesn't mean anything right now. The game doesn't know what that is. So, for survival mode, oh god. This will be a bit hard to implement. So essentially, we need to set a flag where I guess the boss's HP no longer matters. And the player can no longer shoot. the timer goes up instead of down. And every maybe arbitrary amount of seconds, 10 seconds, the pattern gets harder somehow. So let's write that down. Let's write that down. It changes. Boss HP doesn't show anymore. Player can no longer fire bullets. Now, that is a tentative thing. Because now I'm going to let the player fire bullets. Because there might be some cards later on where maybe we spawn enemies or things for the player to shoot. Like Mayumi's cards from Tower 17 where you shoot the Haniwa to get rid of them, for example. Let's not disable that. Let's just make it so boss HP doesn't show anymore. Boss is invulnerable. Timer goes up instead of down. Every 10 seconds, the pattern gets harder. How this happens depends on the pattern. Okay, I don't need to save that as a file now. And I think that's basically fine, right? I think that works. I think that's what we need to do. So let's see here. Let's do a couple things. So let's go through these in order, I suppose. Boss HP doesn't show. Easy. Easy one. Very, very simple. You should have a draw health ring kind of thing here. Yep. Draw health. Where is that? Where's that getting called from? Might be getting called in... Yeah, it gets called in a graphics folder. A graphics file. If pattern mode equals regular, then do that. So that won't happen in survival anymore. If I just boot this up real quick, I can actually test this. Okay. Yep, we can't see the boss HP anymore. Good. Perfect. Okay. Alright then. Done. Boss is invulnerable. Let's do that now. So it's fine for the boss to still get hit by bullets. The boss can still block bullets for their enemies or whatever else. But let's see. I should have like a take damage function or something maybe. Take damage. Yep. Let's see. If pattern mode equals survival, then return. And simple as that. We just get right out of there. The bullets still get destroyed elsewhere in the function where the collision happens. Oh yeah, I love coding Danmaku. This is like my own personal engine. Okay, so that should theoretically work now. I can't really test it because, well, I suppose I can. Hold on. Let me reverse this real quick so we can see if it works. So right now it's set to, they should be invincible in survival mode, but it will show the HP. If you can verify here, boss isn't taking damage. Good. Okay. Alright. That's simple. Done. Timer goes up instead of down. That's a little bit more annoying. So what we'll do here is in base enemy, I believe I have a set timer thing. That's the attack timer. That's actually irrelevant. That's different from the pattern timer entirely. Set pattern timer. If pattern mode equals survival, then self that pattern, well, it's already 0 to begin with actually, right? What the hell is it? Right here, yes, okay, alright. Then return. We don't have to do anything there, in other words, simple. We don't need pattern timer max, right? I can actually set this just so it never like errors on me somehow. Here. Just so it's initialized at the very least. Okay. So it's set to 0. Now we should have a tick pattern timer as well. In here somewhere that actually like stick pause, tick pattern timer. Here we go. Okay. If pattern node equals regular. Then do all this shit. Let's if pattern node survival. Maybe we'll have a third node, so let's not just do else. If that pattern timer equals self that pattern timer plus 1. And we don't need to do anything else there in particular. However, what I want to do, if let's see. I have like a custom function that makes this a bit more convenient, by the way. Because a lot of the time when I use modulo, I want to exclude the case where it's 0, because if you do like 120 modulo 60, it'll return 0, which is good. That's what you want. But if you have 0 modulo 60, that also returns 0. And for a lot of things, I want them to happen every second, but not on the first frame. So I have a special modulo function here that skips that. If, like, it returns false if it's 0. So I like to use this. If modulo, spell that correctly. Whoa, that's spelled wrong too. What am I doing? I got those right elsewhere. On this one, right? Okay, good. All right. If modulo pattern timer 60, then and I've been meaning to change it, by the way. I have an SXQ coded into this. The reason for this is because sometimes I want the game to say, okay, play this sound 2 seconds later, like when these bullets change, without having to code in like a timer on the boss. So I can say, add this to the SFX and in 2 seconds play this sound. And I've been trying to like normalize all of the SFX and like slowly add them to this queue system after I fixed it up a week or so ago because it was a bit buggy. And well, I just haven't changed all these basically. So, oh, that one. Hi. No, you can't be on my lap. Not now, sweetie. No. Not now. Not now. Come on. So this will just play a beep every 10 seconds to signify that the pattern's gone harder. Let me see if this works. This is obviously a bit more of a step than the others, because it's not just changing one variable, but I think it'll probably work. Well, the obvious problem is the timer is 0, so the boss explodes. Okay. Let's do something about that, huh? Okay. Pattern mode. Started streaming Minako? Nice. I'm gonna get back to it sometime soon. I streamed a couple sessions, but I got kind of burnt out on like doing just visual novel streams. So I took a week off streaming to focus on other stuff. I'll be back to it sometime soon. Mode equals regular. And okay. There we go then. Good. We don't even have to do this check really, but whatever, it's in there, I suppose. Alright. So how's that? Does that work? Which is survival mode. We'll get rid of like the extra colors up here too. Having a little stare down, huh? Okay. What's happening here? What's happening here? I don't know what's happening here, actually. It's because we seem to have a thing where pattern timer needs to not be 0. Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. Because typically you would stop once the pattern hits 0. Okay. Okay, that's fine. Survival, do it regardless. Or all of these equal true. I've heard of Danmaku Festival. I played it. Yeah, I played Fantastic Danmaku Festival. It's pretty neat. I never like really went back and replayed it, but it's pretty cool. Extra in the second game was especially neat. Very interesting take on like that boss. I won't spoil who it was. I mean, if you played PCB, you probably know who the boss is. But it was a very unique take on them that I liked a lot. Let's see. This has to go here too. So to be fair though, I need to make sure. Well, hopefully it's still gonna finish the cut in. Yeah, it still waits till the mode is attacking. Okay. Alright, let's see if this makes it so we don't just have a staring contest. Well, yeah, it's like doing the beep as it goes up, but you know. I gotta get rid of that, obviously. Okay, so. Okay, I don't know why it's beeping constantly there. That's interesting. Let me go get rid of the beeps there. Let's see. Beep. Silent beep. Oh, right. That's a thing I had for a specific attack in Exile Infector where I didn't want it to beep. Let's see. Oh, it actually only... Oh, sorry. That's supposed to be 600, not 60. That's supposed to be every 10 seconds, not every 1 second. My bad. Okay, the thing where it draws the timer in different colors shouldn't be happening there anymore. Now I assume maybe that's done in graphics. Or like in something that controls the UI. Doesn't seem to be here. That's for the music stuff. Pattern timer. Print pattern timer. No. Not the pattern timer, right? Pattern timer. Where does that get printed? Let's see. It's right here. It's right here. Oh, here we go. I see. Oh, the static again? Thank you. Yeah, this mic has an issue where every couple hours or so it'll start doing that. I don't know what causes it. It's a thing. I try to unplug it and replug it now and again to like preemptively prevent it. And I've already done that twice today and it's doing it anyway. I feel like it's getting worse. I don't really know. But yeah, sometimes it's there on the VODs, if no one points it out to me. I have no idea when it's happening, unfortunately. Maybe I should just go back to using a Blue Yeti or something instead of this Rode, if it's going to be an issue. I have no idea why it happens still. I really wish I knew. Let's see. If pattern mode equals survival, or both of these equal true, then set to... Wait, no, that's... Hold on. Okay. If pattern mode equals regular, then you can do all this stuff. Else if pattern mode equals survival, then just set it to white or whatever. And interface brightness in this case. And, okay. That's just something so I can dim the interface, which is programmed in somewhere, I assume. Okay, that fixes the incorrect color up here. That goes up. Every 10 seconds it should beep. Okay. Let's see what happens if I die here. Negative 13.47. What? It's because it's doing pattern max minus pattern timer, so it's doing 0 minus 13.48. Also, what did I say? 47. That close is 48. Okay. I can fix that. Easy enough. I know exactly why that happened. Fail card, right? It's called fail card? Yes. Okay, just just this, literally just that. We don't have to minus anything. Okay. And when we update this, actually, where is this getting updated? I thought this... Wait. My T key now, help. Big pattern, damn it. It's a keyboard, I swear. Pattern, capture time. Wait, hold on, where's that getting... I don't know when that was getting written. That's strange. With survival time, if it is above the old survival time, then right. That okay. All right then. Yeah, and we'll put that on fiddle card. Right, I guess because it happens there, huh? Okay. Alright, I think that's good. I think that'll work, yeah? Let's set it to survival time. That's our survival mode. Oh, you know what? Hold on. If pattern mode equals survival. Obviously, we don't want to set this otherwise. And the same game thing goes for the other timer, actually. Let's see. Update. Okay. Pattern. Damn it. Capture time. In fact, all of these only need to go up there. If pattern mode regular, then we update that stuff. And otherwise we don't need to. Pattern mode equals regular. I can actually update it here, I suppose that might be better. Else if pattern mode equals survival, damn it, then yada yada, we'll get there in a sec. Okay, update pattern survival time. Put all that over here then. Because after fail card, I think failure pause. Failure pause, yeah, okay. Fail card's already been triggered, right, at this point? Hopefully. Should be, yeah, because, yeah, pretty sure. Okay. Then in that case, we can run this stuff, and we'll update that. If we time out, well, that can only ever happen on survival. I mean, not on the one that's not survival, regular, so that's fine as it is. So we can just leave that like that. Essentially, when the game pauses, it like, you got a manual pause, you have timeout, you have failure and capture. Then it just determines what happens. All right, let's see if that works. Oop, nope, 118. I forgot to write a word. Is that the first syntax error today? Might be. No, the first one on stream at least. There have been others, trust me. It's high scores for survival, which don't actually exist, but we'll get there when we get there. Okay, let's make this time correct. Alright, it works. Nice, okay. Alright, that was easier than I thought it'd be. Done. Now for the most difficult but actually interesting part. So what I'm going to do here, survival, beep, 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 beep. Right here, okay. Increase, no, increase pattern difficulty. And we'll add the beep as well. Okay, so let's see. increase pattern difficulty, equals function, yada yada. Okay. We don't really need to have that do anything right here. I just want to make sure it doesn't error if we call on a boss that doesn't have it set. So let's go to Rumia card 1 normal, which I need to reload because I renamed this folder earlier. Hold on. I'll turn the music on, sorry. Switch back over to the chill playlist, I think. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so I have some of these set as variables that we can modify if we want. So let's see. Oh, konnichiwa, hajimemashite. Oishii Shisama-san. こんばんは。まあ、こちらは夜なのでね。Let's see. So right now I just have the quantity built in. So let's just do a quick test here. Let's just increase this quantity as this goes up. So we're going to set this here. Let's see. Now I'm kind of thinking rather than just adding to it, we might want to do like a multiplier and then round up or something. So I think what we'll do is every time we increase the difficulty, this time itself by, let's say, 1.2. Round something kind of like this. So I think that should just work out of the box. So let's try and see if this works. So every 10 seconds in survival mode, it should get a little bit harder. Hold on, I just want to check something. Build quantity affects what here? Alright, it affects everything. It affects both the twisting waves and the flame waves. So let's see here. Oh, wrong mode. I have to switch to survival. I have Japanese programmed into this too, by the way. See? Let's see. Okay. Let's see if this works. So every 10 seconds, this should get harder. Oh. Oh, right. I understand. Of course. There's no actual round function. You have to do math 4 or math seal. So I'll sealing it to make sure it actually does something. Though I know it will in this case anyway. Okay. I don't have some of the fonts set for Japanese mode yet, but I at least have text in there that functions properly. Okay. Let's see. So by default, I think that's set to what, 16 bullets or something? And it does it twice, so it's actually 32. I'm not sure. Might take a few waves to really feel if this actually gets harder or not. Especially as someone who usually plays in Lunatic, and I had like dev advantage, obviously. Oh, it's also possible that it's getting reset, to think of it. I might have it set to reset these variables after every wave. I might have to look at that, because right now it doesn't feel like it's getting any harder at all. I might have to put the multiplier somewhere else, actually. Yeah, hold on. I want to take a look at this. Is it doing reset PV anywhere? It does. It does reset PV. Okay, I can't do that then. All right, hold on. I think what we'll do self.difficulty multiplier equals self.difficulty multiplier times 2. I'm going to set this to 1. This is kind of rudimentary and probably not the best solution to have, but I want to try to get some baseline functionality in here, I think. Set that to 1. And what I'll do instead is down here where we actually use these, we'll do times self.difficulty multiplier. at that seal. So right here. And we just have to track everywhere that we use this, basically. In fact, what we can actually do is local adjusted bullet quantity equals like this. So that helps out quite a lot, actually. Oh, right. We'll actually adjust this right here. Yeah. ルアー STG ではなくて、自分で作った、弾幕エンジンですね。It is however made in Love 2D, which is a Lua library. But the engine is self-made. 自分で作ったものです。I don't need the ceiling function there. Okay. So down here, I also have to factor that in and put just a bullet quantity. It's the only other place here. Oh, but it happens on all these too. So let me put this here too. Oh. そうですか。すごいですね。楽しいですね。弾幕で本当に面白い。Danmaku is a lot more simple to program than a lot of other things, but you can do a lot of beautiful things with it. Here, as well as here. And do the same thing kind of down here as well. Oh, right, I need to do it on the flames too. Why is this? Is there any reason why this one is separate? Oh, I know why it's separate. Yeah, of course. It's written in Love 2D, which is Lua. So here. Bulk quantity times 2. And that goes right there too. There's a few places where I need to fix this after all. It gets called and like multiplied in sorts of different ways to make the different waves work. Okay, I think that's correct. I think that might work. It might work if I actually spell multiplier correctly though. Here we go. Alright, let's see if this works. I can show off the patterns I've made one more time, by the way, in a minute. Ooh. Hold on. 48. Oh, wrong card. Here, 48. Spelling mistake. Okay, survival mode, there we go. Let's see if this works now. C++ ですね。昔やったことあるんですけど、なんか、まあ、こういうより難しいですね。Okay, it seems to be working, I think. It's getting a bit more dense, right? だんだん難しくなってる気がするけど、少し微妙ですね。Okay, no, I can definitely feel it getting harder. It's working, it's working. Oh yeah, there's quite a few more bullets in the flame layer now too. Oh. Now obviously this will have some adverse effects on some cards where like maybe the bullets move in weird ways, but that's perfectly fine. Oh no, it's nearly to the point where you can't fit through anymore. Oh, I'm so glad I coded this in. There we go. I made it 80 seconds. So that gets recorded. Let's see. As 80 seconds. See right there. Nice. Okay. I want to implement that for the others too. I'm really happy with how that turned out, actually. That's really cool. I think the channel 1.2 is probably fine. In fact, I could even just make this as the base. So I think I will. Let's just have that always be the case, perhaps. Right, so how this works is, it's a sort of survival mode. So right here is regular normal mode, where you shoot the boss and the timer goes down. So it's regular gameplay here. However, let me just clear this first. You can switch this to survival mode, where instead of shooting the boss and doing damage, it just gets harder and harder, basically. Pretty much, yeah. I'm not sure I understand what you mean there. However, I will be adding this for the higher difficulties. The actual lunatic mode is like this. Right here is the actual lunatic mode for this pattern. See? It's a lot more fun. It's a lot more reasonable too, I think. But survival mode is sort of like an endless mode that gets harder and harder, where you can try to get your best time. Let's see. Also, real quick, I'll show off the other pattern I made too, since not everyone has seen it. Okay, I really shouldn't let myself get trapped in the corner like that. But when you're playing normally, the cards don't get more difficult as time passes. It's a special thing just for survival mode. It is expected that at one point it will become impossible to dodge. That's why you're unable to actually capture the card. It's just survival. There we go. Anyway, let me continue adding this then. So I'm just going to make this into the baseline. There might be some cards that have different multipliers that I can deal with, but for now, I'm okay with it just being one number that we work with. For now. Let me load up the other patterns here then. Easy, hard, and lunatic. Good. Okay. So for easy, and it's essentially the same thing, I think, right? So I think I can, yep, I can just get this for all of them. Let me just add this right here. 3 times. For each one after another, to start with. And then I'm going to take 2. Very good. I just have to replace this in a few various places. Oh, right. There's 4 tacks on one tick. I have to factor that in, actually. Okay, that's fine then. Yep, okay, good. This should only take like 5 minutes or so to do. I'll actually go through and see what kind of times I can get to afterwards, I think. Just for fun. So, these need to be changed. That's a regular one right there. This is also regular. Divided by 2. I could probably just find and replace these, honestly, but I think I'll just do them by hand. It's okay. Yeah, that does not need to be there. That was an old thing. Okay. Here. I think I might have missed some. I'll check in a second though. Here. I'm so glad that Should Be On Records lets you use their music during streams. I'm a big fan. It's been a little while actually since I've added any new music to the playlist, but I'll get there eventually. I really should have done that during this last week where I was a bit more inactive, huh? Whoops. Okay, I think I might have missed some here. Yeah, I missed these ones on music. Hold on. Let's highlight those. Okay. So, I think that should do. Alright, let's see. Let's do one quick check. Hold on. Should see 3 instances of that. And 3 here too. Alright. I think that should do it for that card, essentially. I don't really want to increase the speed. I'm more content increasing quantity right now. Maybe for some cards, speed would make more sense, but I'm okay with it being quantity here, I think. Yep. On mode. Here's survival mode. So it starts off like normal. Obviously, it's going to get out of hand really quickly in Lunatic. Because it's just going to do like a 1.2 multiplier on such an already high number. Yeah. It starts off already really difficult after 1 increase. Yeah, 耐久モードって難しいですね。Okay, 35 seconds. Nice. Let's see how good we can do in the other ones. Because due to like how the card works, it kind of changes it a little bit. Because it doesn't change the angles that stuff go at. Unless I like tell it to, essentially. I think it's coded very specifically for these like overlap at certain points. And that kind of breaks apart a little bit as you add more bullets. That gave me a really clear exit there. Yeah, I don't think it usually does that. It's interesting. Okay. And for easy. Oh, hold on. 46 crashes. I had to crash somewhere. Oh, I see. Easy. Okay. It's fixed. Yep. Hold on. I made it like 80 seconds on normal, so hopefully I can make it further on easy, right? It doesn't increase the speed whatsoever, so it just makes it really dense. Easy is like super easy to begin with. There's barely any bullets on the screen at all. It's easy for a reason. It feels like it's already up to about normal mode here, besides it being a little bit slower perhaps. I imagine for some cards it's going to start lagging the game quite badly. But not for cards like this, thankfully. Still a silky smooth 60 FPS, I'm pretty sure. It's still pretty easy too. I'd say it's still pretty much like normal mode. Oh, what happened there? It's doing something strange with those bullets. Oh, I think I probably missed a variable in there somewhere. Okay. I have to fix that. I missed a variable on easy mode. I think I know what I did. Hold on. I think that's supposed to be ×2. Yeah, it's supposed to be ×2. Okay. Because that's the double wave at the end, of course. Now it should work properly. I have to set it to survival mode again. Okay, there we go. Now obviously it's referring to like some high scores for the wrong difficulty. Like there's no capture time for survival, but I'll fix that later. I'm just glad to have this functionality in here. This was kind of like a pipe dream that I wasn't sure if I'd ever actually really implement, but it was pretty simple, actually. Dreaming it like this was good. It helped me like finally implement some of the stuff I've been putting off, like the additions to the menu and the records keeping and whatnot. $40 seconds. Yeah, now that last wave of flame bullets is actually working, thankfully. Which is good, because that'll kind of like give a hard limit to the card, I guess. Those will eventually get so dense that you can't possibly fit through because of their size, I think. But there's no way to really, have the game tell when it's generating something impossible for you, so I'm okay with it just going as high as it can. It's so fun. It's really stupid. Almost to 100. Wait, oh, I need to fix the fade time on those. Oh my goodness. That usually isn't a factor at all. Wow. But because I'm so far over in the corner. Okay, I'm kind of cheating right now because those bullets aren't supposed to be disappearing like that. Okay, there we go. Okay. Hold on, I have to fix that. Let's see. Fade. I don't know, 2 seconds. 600, I think. I'll just do that for other difficulties. It's because they move really slow on easy, so they're on the screen for longer, basically. But I'll set it to 10 seconds for the other difficulties, just as a precaution. I missed one. I'm going to take right. There's 4 layers here. I'm going to take its yellow bullets too. Okay, good. Okay, cool. That should work. So let me see. I suppose now I edit this for the other card too. So let's see. For the second card, Just trying to think of what exactly I should do. I suppose like the base circles, yeah. That's kind of a given. So for attack 1, bulk wave quantity, right? Okay, I know what that is. Bulk quantity A. Local adjusted bulk quantity A. Okay, good. Okay, that should be fine. Let me just add that for all of them real quick. Does anything else use bulk quantity A? I don't think it does. Oh, okay. Alright, perfect, okay. Is that right after temple speed? Yes. Right here, and do one hard 2. Okay. This one has a lot more moving parts, so it'll be a little bit harder to make sure this gets done right, but it's fine, I think. These are for the diamonds, so instead of making them go further out, I think what I'll do, this will be interesting. Quantity C1 is... Okay, C2 is the one that I want to edit. This is going to make this really interesting, actually. Template quantity C2 equals... Okay, good. That's fine for the others, right? Yeah, okay, good. Let's do this. Okay, good. We do that for the others as well, then. Now, C1 is how wide it is, and C2 is how far they go, how fast they get. So this is going to result in much faster bullets eventually, which I think will be really interesting to see, actually. It is still kind of fair to dodge, though, because of how this works. You'll see why. It's because it's predictable as to where they're going to go, since they go counterclockwise around Rumia. So it makes a lot of sense for this to happen, actually. Let's see. Yeah, it's a really good song. Okay, so it goes right here. It's okay, I never remember how to spell it either. Is it adamantium? I don't even know, honestly. Oh, hold on, I think we replaced the wrong one in the other one. Oh, no, it's fine. Okay. C2. Okay, there too. Oh, let's make sure I didn't paste anything wrong. I might have. Looks fine. Okay. So that'll make that scary. This is the movement trail. This one I'm not so sure that I really want to change because it would get out of hand really quickly. So this one I might keep as is, honestly. Yeah, I think that one's really fine. This is bulk quantity B, which I do want to work with, though. Bulk quantity B, and just do the usual thing here. And wait, no, what's it called? No, it's supposed to be adjusted. Adjusted. You fix that. I want to keep a somewhat consistent naming scheme here. That way it doesn't bite me later on. Adjusted quantity B. Adjusted. Oops. Quantity. Now I think maybe back in attack 1 it's still wrong. Up there it actually does say adjusted. Okay, good. Alright, let me see then. Let me put this. It's already good. Already good in attack 2? Wait, no, sorry, hold on. Yeah, it's attack 4 that I'm doing right now. Okay. Over to attack 4. Attacks 1 and 2 are okay. The SFXQ stuff. Okay. Now right here. And right here. Attack 5 is just the leaf pile, so this is actually the last one, and I think we'll be good to go. We can check and see if this works then. Alright. Let's see how crazy this one gets now. Okay. Survival. Blind Predator. Let's start on easy. And switch to survival time. Must be number 108 in easy. Hold on, I messed something up. 108, just quantity A. Oh, I see, of course. Did I do that anywhere else? Yeah, I did. Okay, hold on. I did in quite a few places, actually. Oops. Okay. Blind Predator. Okay. So you can still make her hit the wall here if you want. And you actually probably should, because otherwise the card's going to get even harder. Because of how it functions. And how it like builds up on its waves as it goes on. So every time it increases, those like spears of diamond bullets are going to have more. And their speed is going to increase without any limit. The downside is the collision checking doesn't really work that well with fast bullets. It's not step-based, it's just simple right now. It's just bounding boxes. So really, really fast bullets could theoretically pass over the player harmlessly if you're lucky. Oh geez. I made it a minute. That's pretty good. Because it's getting a little bit unreasonable now for sure. Oh my god. Look how fast they're moving. I love this. This is just the kind of chaos I wanted from this. I think some people would have a really good time like making it, you know, like minutes into these potentially. Oh shit. That was a really dumb death. Oh, I was playing on normal. I didn't realize. No wonder. I thought it started off kind of hard. Let's just do this once for all these. I know a couple people who are really good at Danmaku, even better than Toho than I am. But I might have a test play this later on to see what they think of it. Just by adding this alone, I think I've added a lot more like replayability to this. I want like online leaderboards and stuff for this. I guess there's always going to be people that like cheat with task tools or whatever, but you know, you can only, excuse me? You can only really do that, do so much about that in the first place. It's whatever. I'll probably have it required that you submit a replay. So anything that looks suspicious can be weeded out, maybe, if people care. I don't know about moderation tools or moderation team or any of that. I'm not thinking that far ahead, though. I have done online coding before, though. Never a leaderboard, mind you. But that's pretty simple as far as stuff goes, really. I've done actually like multiplayer coding for unreleased projects a few times. Rumi actually got me yourself. Okay, I basically got the same time that I did on normal. That's cool. Alright, so this is hard. Probably not going to make it very far on hard. Let's be real. I think this card is significantly harder than the other one. Though honestly, it might actually be better at not making Rumia hit the wall. I don't know. Because it like gives you an immediate threat that you have to deal with, and she like encroaches on you for a while after that. So maybe it is better just dealing with the extra bullet spread. Like the green and yellow and red ones all at once. I don't know. Granted, it is getting out of hand pretty quickly here, but I'm going to do one reset here. God. Yep. You go over toward the upper right corner and give me some space, Rumia. Oh. Okay, a minute. A minute's good. A minute's really good there, I'd say. Alright, here's Lunatic, which also has like faster shooting times for each wave. I'll be hard pressed to make it like 40 seconds in this, probably. Let's be real. All about being real, apparently. There's some things that you just say a lot, you know? Ooh. Okay. Let's see if we can at least make it 30 seconds. I think that should be pretty doable, right? Surely. It doesn't start off looking that bad. I suppose, I could make the, like, diamond spears go a lot quicker on Lunatic and no one would really mind, huh? No one would really bat an eye. But it's okay. I think they take up enough space as is. Oh god. Same point again, 27 seconds. Damn. I believe right now, even when it, like... even if you hit retry, I think it'll still update the record. I'm actually not so sure on that. I do need to check, I guess. Because otherwise, it'd be kind of a shame if you like hit retry and lost a good record. You still want it to save. And there should be like a record updated thing or something like that too, but it'll come later on. Come on, 40 seconds, 40 seconds. We're just dodging regular spam. Okay, 30. Good enough. I'm content with that. Alright. I got a lot done. I think I'm gonna wrap up there for the night. But it was nice actually like working some eyes on me, so I actually got things done for once. So thanks for coming. I'll probably be back with more stuff someday soon. Maybe I'll do more on this too. I don't know. This is the first time I really coded on stream before, but it was neat. I didn't really mind it too much actually. Wasn't really sure how I'd feel about it, but it was fun. Alright, I'm gonna head off and I don't actually know what I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna head off. Have a good night. Oh, actually, hold on. Let me see if there's anyone I can raid.